Welcome to The Explainer, where today we're tearing down the latest Next in AI newsletter. We're going to give you that 360-degree view of what's really moving the needle in the industry. So if you're an investor, an exec, a researcher, this is your briefing on what actually matters right now.
Okay, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at how the world is scrambling to govern this AI boom. Then, we're going to peek into the research labs to see what's coming next. After that, we'll check out the brand new tools you can actually use, dig into that crucial human-AI partnership, and wrap it all up with the strategic takeaways you can act on.
All right, first up, governing the boom. You know, as AI's power just explodes, so does this urgent global conversation about how to manage it all. We're literally watching the world try to write the rules of the game for one of the fastest-moving technologies ever. And this question really just nails the problem, doesn't it? How do we steer a rocket ship that's already in flight? The tech is evolving so quickly that our old ways of creating regulations, well, they just can't keep up. It's creating this super high-stakes problem for leaders everywhere.
So what's really fascinating here is this core debate. Do you regulate the engine itself, the underlying model? Or do you regulate how the car is being driven, the specific ways AI is being used? And it looks like the consensus is really starting to shift. More and more experts are saying, hey, let's focus on the application and the impact. And believe me, this isn't just a theoretical debate. Major global players are already making their moves. You've got the EU pushing forward with its big, comprehensive AI Act. China's had its own regulations for a bit now, and what you're seeing is this complex international patchwork of rules emerging. If you're a global company, you absolutely have to navigate this carefully.
Okay, so with those rules of the game being set, let's jump over to the labs. What are the breakthroughs that are going to define the next generation of AI? Let's see what's possible.
The big theme coming out of all the latest research papers is this relentless push for more autonomy and efficiency. We're not just talking about AI that follows commands anymore. Researchers are building systems that can learn, act, and get this, even improve themselves over time. So this idea of self-improvement is absolutely crucial, and SIDIF agent is a perfect example. Imagine this. Instead of a developer having to constantly fine-tune a text-to-image model, the agent itself learns from what it creates to get way better at understanding what you actually mean. It's a game changer.
Now, for the investors and executives thinking about hardware, this is huge. Spiking neural networks are a totally different way to compute. Think of it as AI that's incredibly energy efficient. It's designed to run on small local devices, like in your phone or in your car, not just in these massive, power-guzzling data centers.
And I love this because it shows a completely new way of thinking about AI safety. Right, as these AI agents get more autonomous and start working together, the risks totally change. So instead of just building digital firewalls, researchers are asking a wild question. Can we create stable, secure AI societies that basically manage risk from the inside out? Okay, this is all really exciting stuff, but how does all this cutting-edge research actually turn into products that you or I or our businesses can use? Let's take a look at what's hitting the market. First up, fresh off of Product Hunt, we've got Grok Imagine 1.0. Now, it's another player in the pretty crowded text-to-image space, sure, but its whole focus is on just being simple. It's promising to make it easier than ever to take that idea in your head and turn it into a great visual. And for all the developers out there, check this out. OpenAI has launched Codex for macOS. They're positioning it as a powerful command center, a central hub for building and managing workflows that involve multiple AI agents working together. And then there's Hugo. This is a startup jumping into the customer support space. What's interesting is their AI agent has a really disruptive business model. Get this, they don't charge per interaction. For any company trying to scale support, that could be a total game changer.
And this table really brings the whole trend into focus. The market is definitely maturing past those general all-purpose chatbots. The real value now is in solving very specific, high-impact problems. We're seeing this wave of specialized, easy-to-use tools, each one built for a specific job, whether you're a creative, a coder, or a customer service manager.
So, we've got all these incredible new tools, and that brings us to the next frontier, and honestly, maybe the most important one. How do we, as humans, actually work with them to get the best possible results? This quote from a new research paper it nails it. The big risk with AI assistants is that they become sycophants. They just fluently agree with us, which ends up reinforcing our own biases. The goal is to move beyond that, to create true sense-making partners that actually challenge our thinking and help us make smarter decisions.
So how do we actually do that? Well, researchers are pointing to this idea of metacognition, which is really just a fancy way of saying thinking about how we think. It all starts with recognizing something they call cognitive drift, where we kind of unconsciously start letting the AI do our thinking for us. The fix? You have to actively question the AI's output and make a real effort to keep your own independent judgment. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground here, from global policy all the way down to products. So let's boil it all down. What should you and your organization really be taking away from all this? Why does it matter? So here are the crucial points. First, there's this constant push and pull between breakthrough innovation and responsible rules. Second, the research world is zeroed in on autonomy, efficiency, and security. Third, the market is all about specialized, user-friendly tools that solve a real problem. And finally, and this is so important, the biggest wins aren't just going to come from better AI, but from us getting better at working with it.
And that really leaves us with the big question to chew on. As you're planning your strategy, think about this. Is your biggest challenge really building the next better AI, or is it becoming better collaborators ourselves? That's the strategic question to really consider. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.